What you know good, internet? He is the Reverend, and here's something to think about. As a fighting game fan since the age of 5, I've always been intrigued by their various special moves that we get to use. We have those moves we all try to replicate in real life. If you don't know at least one person in your friend group who practiced the Shoryuken, then you are probably the person in your friend group that did that. We have those moves we wish were something we could do. I mean, who didn't at least once in their life imagine pulling a Sub-Zero and freezing somebody who's getting on their nerves? And then we have those moves that are absolutely something we are glad didn't exist in this world and couldn't happen. I mean, getting stung by bees already sucks, but imagine getting stung by a soul bee who decided to turn you into the breeding ground for more soul bees. But the Rev's been recently thinking about one move we just never got proper confirmation on just exactly what it does. A move that's recently getting newer, more cinematic versions, but we still don't know exactly what is going on. I'm talking about the Shungokusatsu, the Sunday technique of Street Fighter's original secret boss, Gouki. No, I will not call him Akuma, since everybody around mispronounces it already. It's making it sound like they're saying Akuma, which makes me keep thinking they mean the bear from Tekken. Do they even play Tekken? But yeah, the Shungokusatsu, aka the Raging Demon, literally translates into instant hell murder, the most metal name I've heard for a Sunday technique. It has this weird, complicated history of just being enshrouded in mystery, only for said mystery to get even more confusing with time. I mean, the first time we see it, we don't. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, you unlock the conditions to fight him. You're about to face Bison. He zooms in, screen goes white, we get a few flashes indicating blows landed, and in that second and a half, Bison is Dunskies. And you're next. But what exactly did he just do? I mean, he shit-canned Bison, Natch, but how? For years, the lack of clear imagery maintains the mystery, but what's funny is that when we finally do start to see it in Street Fighter V, the mystery just grows. This version is not what you call instant, and what we see is kind of underwhelming. It looks kind of like a DIY version of the Hokuto Hyakuretsuken, minus the whole exploding part. Then comes Street Fighter 6. Now we're just getting silly. Now, I've read plenty of articles and think pieces over the years based on just what the dialogue bosses say, along with just, potential philosophical and religious connotations, but nothing's really been clearly confirmed officially by Capcom. The main speculation I've seen is based on what the combo count says after the move. On average, the Shungokusatsu is a 15-hit combo in and of itself. Some folks speculate that this refers to the Buddhist hells of Naraka, 8 cold hells of ice and 8 hot hells of fire. The idea being that Gouki drags his opponent into Naraka, where they just get their asses beat by demons, with the 16th hell, one of the hells of fire, being the one where Gouki returns, as the opponent's soul had already been destroyed by the time they made it to the 15th. Then, in MVC 2, he really does hit them 16 times. This speculation is likely also taking Gouki's Street Fighter Alpha 3 ending into consideration, as he, after beating Bison, tells him that his own sins, a reference to the Buddhist teachings regarding karma perhaps, will be his undoing rather than Gouki's fists themselves. Which is what he tells him right as he hits him with the Shungokusatsu. But then we have these alternate versions like what we see in Capcom vs SNK 2 with Orochi Gouki, where after having the powers of Yamato no Orochi poured into him and combining with the powers of Satsuna Hado, he has this new version of the Shungokusatsu where the combo is 33 hits, more than double the original combos. In Street Fighter 4, his ultra combo variation, the Shin Shungokusatsu, is 27 hits. But here's where it gets interesting and the original Naraka idea starts to kind of crumble. With the Shin Shungokusatsu, right before the screen goes black in classic Raging Demon fashion, Gouki warns his opponent what's about to happen. Ishu Sengeki. 1 instant, 1,000 strikes. Either the combo count can't really be trusted, or Gouki's just exaggerating like nobody's business. But then, in future installments, he keeps declaring this. And it's even expanded on by the time of Street Fighter 6, where one of Gouki's critical arts is his most ridiculous version of the Shungokusatsu ever depicted. Where in Street Fighter 5, he seems to be just teleporting back and forth with his Asura Senku technique to hit you relentlessly in all your undefended spots, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But this time, it's like he really does yoink the opponent into Naraka, where he's moving so fast it's like the poor unfortunate soul who was built to fight him is getting dogpiled by Gouki and his army of after images, where there's no one to see it happen, let alone save them. Who knows how long it actually takes for him to do this? It might actually be just an instant, but we get to see every agonizing moment as they just run a train on him. Pause. But the part that sticks with me, the part that really makes me think, is the poem that he recites if the move is actually guaranteed to end the round. Ishun Sengeki, Batsuzan Gaise, Kikoku Shusu, Le Gouki Nari. Rough translation: 1 instant, 1,000 strikes, with the strength to uproot mountains. The demons cry out as a new great demon is born. This isn't the first time we see this either. In fact, the poem originated not in one of the games, but in the Masahiko Nakahiro manga, Street Fighter 3 New Final. And while this manga isn't canon, Nakahiro's works have definitely influenced the official canon. Case in point, the Street Fighter Alpha manga is where we first see the what-if character Eva Ryu, if he actually did succumb to the Satsu no Hado. And Sakura Gambaru is where we see the debut of Kanzaki Karin, before she joins the game series proper in Street Fighter Alpha 3. Ryu Final is also where we see the poem for the first time, plus my own personal favorite depiction of the Shungokusatsu. I'll give you some details as to why I think this is a really good depiction and helps us to see exactly what could actually be happening in that 1 instant before his opponent is face down, tooted up. I won't go too far into the details of the story itself in case you want to read it, and you should. But in the manga, Ryu plans to fight Gouki and sever the link between the Satsu no Hado and every martial artist from here on out who strive to become stronger. Because to Ryu, no modern warrior should even be tempted to walk Gouki's old school path of bloodshed in times of peace. But to do so, he'll have to find a way to not only survive, but to actually conquer the Shungokusatsu. And when the two finally do meet and have their fight, we see it. Now imagine the following happening to you. Gouki goes Asura Senku and warps right in front of you. First you see 2, and then suddenly 1,000 fists, all raised at once, ready to hit you. And before you can even truly react, they all hit you in rapid succession. But wait, there's more. You know how Gouki can launch Hadokens in midair? Imagine him launching one every time a fist lands on you. A fist-sized Satsu no Hado infused ball of ki, not launched onto your flesh and hitting you point blank. Oh no, it's worse. Launched inside you and then explodes. 1,000 mighty fists pounding and 1,000 violent loads exploding inside you. Pause. All within about a second and a half. No wonder people die this technique. Except Goken. And Gen. And Gil. And Bison. And Heihachi. Okay, you know what? I'm starting to think the big guy really is just exaggerating like nobody's business. I don't know. It's just something to think about.